Our Way family. What is going on? It is your homie, your financial big homie, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. Today is Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. I'm thankful to be here with you. I'm thankful that you're here with me. And I just want to give you much love and a great shout out for being here live to watch us streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, always give a nice strong salute to Wealth Our Way Nation, who watches this pre-recorded overnight, over the weekends, or wherever you can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. Financial literacy. I'm here to talk real rap today. Not that I don't always give you the straight, right to the heart, true facts about everything. But I got to say, there's a lot of things going on in cyber world. I talked about the hype and the pullback and all of the things that were going on around Dogecoin yesterday. And I feel as though this is going to be an educational vent today from me with the person who has all of this financial experience and logic to you, the people who need it most. So, just full disclosure. I've been a financial services professional now for 24 years come November. I got my start in November of 1997, a long time ago, at a very, very huge and venerable financial services institution, Smith Barney. It was called Smith Barney the day I walked in the door. It's changed its name several times. It's merged. It's done all types of stuff. I passed exams. I had to study for hours and hours on end to get licensed to trade securities. I passed an exam called the Series 7, the Series 63, the Series 65. I chose to leave the industry and go start my own company, gave up all of those licenses, did my own thing for a decade and a couple of extra years, came back into the industry, took the tests again, and passed them again. Then I added another one, Series 6, because I wanted to do that one quicker than the 7. And then I passed the 7, the 63, and the 65 all over again. Why am I reading you my resume today? To me, there is nothing worse. And I'm going to hit you guys on a personal level today because all of you aren't in financial services. That's why you're here. So I'm going to talk to you about something that I'm pretty confident everyone within the sound of my voice can relate to. You ever been in a relationship with a person? Let's just say a romantic relationship, same sex, opposite sex. I don't care what your pleasure is. It's all welcome here at Wealth Our Way. But you ever been in a relationship with this person and this person is harboring something from a previous relationship, something that you are now having to deal with that you didn't cause? Has that ever happened to anyone? I'm going to go with probably has happened, unless you got your 5-year-old watching today's episode. This has happened. It's frustrated you. I know it has, because it's frustrated me. It's frustrated everybody who I've talked to who's been in a similar situation. Because the reality is, no one dislikes someone who has done something wrong more than the person coming behind them who wants to do it right. So I'm going to say that again, because it was a lot. No one dislikes the person who has done something wrong more than the person coming behind them trying to do it right. When I was selling financial services and securities across the kitchen table to individuals, nothing bothered me more than to hear the stories and to see the scars and the damage from someone who's looking at me side-eye before I even open up my paperwork because they've been mistreated by someone in my position. Now, I only not have to deal with proving who I am. I got to correct the whole industry. I got to tell you that these people aren't representative of who I am and our industry as a whole. And I apologize for what they did. So now we've moved from the kitchen table to the internet. And here I am. I'm on the internet. So I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. This is the fastest, broadest way to get a message out these days. So I have taken my services and my skills to the social media outlets and avenues. Nothing makes me angrier than seeing people out here trying to sell $5,000 master classes so that you can become a millionaire and get an extra stream of income and have the drip and all of these things that they're selling, when the reality is the only person that's going to get rich on those schemes are the persons hosting the masterclass. I'm just going to keep it funky with you right now. I always use the comparison when I'm talking about financial services to a weight loss journey. I talk about that because to me, weight loss journey, talking to people of the opposite sex or the same sex and building a relationship, and a financial journey, they have so many similarities, and it helps me to tell a story and weave the narrative. So on my weight loss journey, I've tried everything except for surgery. Keto diet, Atkins diet, intermittent fasting. I've hired a bunch of trainers. I've hired trainers who cost a lot of money, trainers who cost a little bit of money. I've done damn near everything. And the reality is that everything that I've tried, had I stuck it out, so to speak, it would have worked. But I didn't stick it out. It didn't work for me. That's why a lot of times when I'm talking to clientele, I tell them I built Wealth Our Way to not sell a service or a product. I built Wealth Our Way to sell a result, because that's what we all want. We all want the result we're seeking. I don't care how good your product or service is if it doesn't work for me. I need someone who's going to see me across the finish line. I don't need someone who's going to hype me up, make me pay a whole bunch of money and tell me, oh, you get what you pay for, so you better pay a lot of money, only to in the end not get what works for me. That is why I come here every day, Monday through Friday, 15 minutes, to give you something that you don't have to pay for. I give you something that you can see, that you know I know what I'm talking about. I put myself on the line every day for you guys. So you can Google it after I get off. You can talk to someone else, and I come back consistent, educated. I still take continuing education modules. I spend more time learning about financial services than I do talking about financial services. I'm constantly getting better at my craft so I can share it with you. And nothing makes me angry. I was going to say pisses me off. Well, I just said it now. But nothing makes me angrier than I see somebody with 17,000 Facebook likes or 52,000 Instagram followers, not because they know more than I know, but because they're standing in front of a Bentley or jumping off of a private plane, telling you how this masterclass is going to get you rich and make you drip. Yo, y'all are smarter than that. Please tell me y'all are smarter than that. I know that when they tell me the Atkins diet or the keto diet is going to make me lose 50 pounds in a month, it sounds real good. But I do have the benefit of experience now of knowing there's only one solution for this problem I have. Day in, day out, consistently being better than I was the day before. And some days I'm going to mess up and I got to get back on the horse and go back at it. So the title of today's program is Why Get Rich Quick Isn't For You. There is no such thing as get rich quick for the vast majority of us. Let's be real. Can you get rich quick? Of course you can. Did somebody put $50,000 into Dogecoin when it was 1/10 of 1 cent and now they have $17 million? Yep, that happened. I don't know the person. You don't know the person, but I'm confident it happened. But we are not here to talk about the 1/10 of 1% that gets lucky. Because here's something my best friend said to me a very long time ago. Shout out to my boy, Big Trey Johnson, TU fam. He said, if people spent only a fraction as much time of improving themselves day in and day out as they do in trying to hustle and get rich quick, they would find 30 years later that they would be the SHIT. They'd be on top. Time passes. I'm 51 years old in less than a month. When I was a teenager, I thought you died. I thought like life was like Christopher Columbus thought the world was, or people thought the world was flat until Christopher Columbus showed them that it wasn't. I thought at 50 you were dead. I didn't see older black men in my neighborhood. So it's amazing how now at 50, I feel like a young cat. I feel like I hopefully got 25, 35 more years left of me. And I look back at the things I've done, the 401ks that I cashed out to go buy something, the money that I wagered, the extra, I was going to say tricking. I said it now. I can't take it back. The splurging of money that I shouldn't have splurged. These things that I've done, and I'm still here. I'm still rolling. I'm still good. Now I'm a high income earner, so that allows me to make some mistakes. But I'm here to tell you that if you never become a high income earner, you can still get to 50, 60, 70 years of age and be right. I know I've told the story of one of my clients. I never use my clients' names, but one of my clients was 70 years old when I started working with him. He had went into the Air Force fresh out of high school / college, went into the Air Force for 20 years, came out 40 something, disability check, full retirement from the Air Force. Then he went to become a teacher, taught for 20 years, from 42 to 62, retired, full teacher pension. So now he's got a teacher's pension, an Air Force pension, a little disability check, and Social Security. On top of that, while he was grinding, he put a little 403B money away. He bought a variable universal life insurance policy. He bought a disability policy. When I met this man, he had monthly expenses of somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. He had a home that was fully paid for. He didn't refinance it every 5 years. He bought it, mortgaged it, paid the mortgage off 30 years later. No one would look at this man and say, oh, he's rich, he's rolling. But in reality, he's what I define as rich. He's sitting there with $3,000 to $4,000 of expenses, but his monthly income was $10,400 before taxes. So after taxes, maybe he's $8,000, $8,500. He's doubling to tripling his monthly expenses. The funny thing about this story is when I first started talking to him, I was telling him he should do something to, he's retired, he should do something to reward himself. He was eyeballing a brand new Mercedes. He wanted to lease a brand new Mercedes. I was only there to kind of tell him whether he should lease it or purchase it. He didn't do it. He wouldn't buy it. Here's one of the weird things about this. When you have a saver's mentality, sometimes it's hard to flip the switch, even when you've won the game, to becoming a spender. And maybe that's a good thing, because when I have spenders, it's hard for me to get them to flip the switch and become a saver. So my only concern for this gentleman was he made it. He was financially independent. If he never got out of bed again, he was going to live a great life financially. And I couldn't get him to take advantage of it because he had a mindset of, I got to save, I got to be conservative. I tell you this, think of a horror movie. Okay, just for a second, think of a horror movie, because bad finances in your retirement is a horror movie. If you think of a horror movie, which scenario would you rather have? Which one works out in the end? We've all seen horror movies. The one where the villain is chasing us and we make a couple moves, we jump over something, we crawl under something, and we get to a place where we feel safe, where the villain is nowhere to be seen. We look out and the whole farm is clear, no villain. Have y'all seen that movie? What ultimately happens? The music starts playing again, and the villain comes and kills you. The monster comes and kills you. How about a different type of movie where we keep the villain in our eyesight, but they're 100 yards behind us at all times, and we don't even have to sprint, because the villain in all those movies is just some slow-moving, gating type of creature who's really lethargic and really slow. We just got to keep a pace that keeps in front of them. Keep our eye looking back at them to know they can't catch us. In this instance, the villain is inflation. The villain is how much things cost and what we have to pay for them. We don't need 10 million, 20 million, $30 million. We need to be able to meet our expenses with a level of income that will always outpace the villain behind us. That's why we can't get rich quick. That's why we have to take our time and build wealth our way and make sure that we are prepared to become financially independent. I appreciate you guys listening. Tomorrow I'll be back. We're about to go into the why you need to invest in blank week next week. I'm excited about the lineup we have. Please, please, please always remember our motto here is that wealth is not only for the wealthy. Have a great day.